Hello everyone, welcome to Kansas Future. What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome to the channel that brings you everything about our beloved team. Today we have a bombshell to discuss, a hot take from a former NFL quarterback that's causing quite a stir among fans. Patrick Mahomes, our MVP, has received a troubling warning heading into the final stretch of the season. Are the Chiefs really in danger, or is this just another case of media exaggeration? Before we dive into this analysis, smash that like button to help grow our channel and reach more Chiefs fans out there. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Now brace yourselves, because today's topic is controversial, and I promise you'll be hooked until the very end. Alright folks, let's start by understanding the context. The Chiefs have racked up 11 wins this season, the best record in the NFL so far. We've secured our playoff spot and remain one of the favorites to win it all. Sounds great, right? Right, but is it really? If we take a closer look at the last few games, we start to see some worrying cracks. The victory against the Raiders last week is a prime example. A team considered mediocre and far from playoff contention managed to lead in the first half and gave us trouble until the very end. Of course, with Patrick Mahomes at the helm, we pulled off the comeback. But it raises an important question. Are we relying too much on Mahomes' individual brilliance and neglecting other parts of the team? And it's not just against the Raiders, against the Panthers and Broncos, two teams also out of playoff contention. The wins were nail-biters, decided in the closing moments. So what's happening with the Chiefs? And more importantly, what does this mean for the playoffs, where every mistake can cost a championship? Now, here comes the most controversial part. Ryan Fitzpatrick, a former NFL quarterback and now a commentator, dropped a heavy critique on the Chiefs in a post on X. He compared our team to the Philadelphia Eagles of last season, a team that started strong but stumbled down the stretch. He said, and I quote, "I don't like the vibes in KC right now. This team feels eerily similar to Philly last year when they were 10-1 and things fell apart." And he didn't stop there. Fitzpatrick even questioned Mahomes' motivation heading into this final stretch, suggesting that after winning back-to-back Super Bowls, some regular season games might feel mundane for our quarterback. Think about it. Does this make sense? Mahomes, who has always shown himself to be a fierce competitor, relaxing after reaching the top? Or is Fitzpatrick just stirring up controversy? But Fitzpatrick's warning wasn't just about Mahomes. He also raised a point that has many analysts concerned: the declining performance of the Chiefs' defense. Let's break down the numbers. At the start of the season, our defense was one of the highlights, allowing an average of just 17 points per game. Over the last 4 games, however, that number has jumped to 24 points per game. It might seem like a small difference, but in the NFL, that can be the line between winning and losing a close playoff game. Fitzpatrick claimed that the defense is hanging by a thread and has gone from dominant to mediocre. Is that true? Well, players like Chris Jones and L'Jarius Sneed are still performing at a high level, but the overall consistency of the group seems to have dropped. Could we be dealing with hidden injuries, a lack of adjustments by coach Steve Spagnuolo, or have opposing teams finally figured out how to exploit our weaknesses? Now let's dive into this comparison Fitzpatrick made with the 2023 Eagles. Remember that team? They started the season with an impressive campaign but lost steam in the final games and entered the playoffs without the same momentum. The result? They were eliminated before making it to the Super Bowl. Are the Chiefs following the same path? There are some concerning similarities. Just like last year's Eagles, we're winning games but not convincingly. The victories against the Raiders, Panthers and Broncos could have easily turned into losses if Mahomes hadn't gone into hero mode at critical moments. But relying solely on Mahomes is risky, especially against teams like the Dolphins, Ravens and even the Jaguars, who are gaining momentum in the conference. Now folks, let's not panic. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes here, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. If anyone can carry a team on his back, it's him. Let's take a moment to recall some of his greatest playoff performances: the epic comeback against the Texans in 2020, the unforgettable duel against the Bills in 2022, and of course his Super Bowl heroics. Plus, Andy Reid is an offensive genius, and we know he saves his best plays for the most crucial moments. So, while Fitzpatrick raises doubts, I still believe the Chiefs will make the necessary adjustments. But what do you think, Chiefs fans? I want to hear from you. Do you agree with Fitzpatrick? Are the Chiefs really in danger in the final stretch of the season? Or is this just another case of media exaggeration? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are we feeling confident or concerned? And what do you think Andy Reid and Mahomes should do to ensure the team is at its peak when the playoffs begin? All right, folks, that's it for today. Fitzpatrick's warning may have worried some people, but I still believe this team has what it takes to finish strong and make another run at the title. Let's keep cheering, and of course, stay tuned for every detail of this final stretch. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. And of course, smash that like button. It really helps. Hey there, Chiefs Kingdom. Let's talk about a name we've all been waiting to hear again, Isaiah Pacheco. After weeks of anticipation, it's finally happening. Pacheco is set to make his return this Friday against the Las Vegas Raiders. I know this is the news we've all been hoping for. If you remember, Pacheco suffered a broken fibula back in Week 2 against the Bengals, leaving a huge gap in our offense. His relentless energy, ability to break through defenses, and electric running style have been sorely missed. But now, the wait is over. Pacheco is back to bring that fire once again. Of course, Coach Andy Reid isn't rushing things. He's made it clear. We'll work him back in when he's ready. Smart move, right? After all, we don't want to risk re-injury. Patrick Mahomes agrees, saying, "We can let him be who he is and make those big plays happen while ensuring he's not overburdened." Let me ask you, how do you feel about Pacheco's return? Do you think he'll immediately pick up where he left off, or should the Chiefs take it slow? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take. Oh, and while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Help us reach our goal of 2,000 subscribers. Your support means the world to us. Now stick around, because coming up we'll dive into what Kareem Hunt has been doing while Pacheco was sidelined. Spoiler alert, it's been impressive. With Pacheco out, Kareem Hunt stepped up to fill the void, and wow, did he deliver. While some fans were nervous about how the offense would hold up, Hunt quickly silenced any doubts. Let's break it down. Hunt has racked up 577 rushing yards so far this season. And these aren't just empty numbers. Every yard came with grit, power, and that signature physicality we remember from his Pro Bowl days. It's no wonder Kansas City now boasts an impressive 11-1 record. What's even more impressive is how seamlessly Hunt adapted to the Chiefs' system. He stepped in, took the reins, and didn't miss a beat. Offensive coordinator Matt Nagy put it perfectly. Both guys want the football, which is a great thing. Imagine being Andy Reid right now, having not one but two top-tier running backs ready to go. That's what you call a good problem to have. Here's a question for you. If you were Andy Reid, how would you handle this? Would you stick with a rotation or lean on one guy for those crucial playoff games? Vote in the comments. I'm curious to know where you stand. Now, here's where things get tricky for Andy Reid. Historically, he's a coach who prefers to rely on one clear-cut starter. We've seen it with players like Jamal Charles and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Once someone claims that top spot, Reid tends to stick with them. But this time, things might be different. With Kareem Hunt thriving and Isaiah Pacheco back in action, Reid has a decision to make. Does he return to the traditional approach of a single lead back, or does he embrace a more flexible two-headed backfield? Let's weigh the options. On one hand, Pacheco's explosive style, full of speed, intensity, and relentless energy, can break open a game at any moment. He's that spark plug you want when you need a game-changing play. On the other hand, Hunt brings experience, power, and a physical edge that wears down defenses over time. Together, they could form one of the most dynamic running back duos in the league. Reid himself called it a good problem to have, emphasizing how valuable it is to have two high-caliber players ready to step up. But balancing their workloads won't be easy. Too much rotation, and neither back finds their rhythm. Too little, and you risk overworking one or the other. So, what do you think? Should the Chiefs go all in on one running back, or keep the rotation going? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your strategy. Next, let's shift gears and talk about another exciting return. Hollywood Brown. If you've been keeping track, you know Brown suffered a shoulder injury during the preseason. It's been a long road to recovery, but the good news? He's expected to be back by Week 17, just in time for critical matchups against the Texans and Broncos. Why does this matter? Because Brown's speed and ability to stretch the field add a whole new dimension to the Chiefs' offense. Imagine Patrick Mahomes launching a deep pass to Hollywood, with defenders struggling to keep up. That's the kind of game-breaking potential we've been missing. But it's not all smooth sailing. The wide receiver cause has been hit hard by injuries, including setbacks for young talents like Rashee Rice. And don't forget the challenges of being a top team in the league, like being last in the waiver order, which means missing out on intriguing prospects like recently waived cornerback Emmanuel Forbes. Here's a quick poll for you. Do you think Hollywood Brown will make an immediate impact, or will it take time for him to find his groove? Vote in the comments. Lastly, let's take a quick look to the future. While the Chiefs are gearing up for another playoff run, it's never too early to think about what's next, especially when a player like Ashton Jeanty is making waves. If you haven't heard of him, Jeanty is a standout running back from Boise State with 2,162 rushing yards and 27 touchdowns this season. Yeah, you heard that right. 27 touchdowns. Here's the kicker. Jeanty recently expressed admiration for the Kansas City Chiefs on social media, saying he's excited about the idea of joining forces with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Can you imagine Jeanty in a Chiefs uniform? His combination of speed, vision, and power would fit perfectly into Kansas City's innovative offensive schemes. With Isaiah Pacheco nearing free agency and Kareem Hunt likely playing a rotational role, Jeanty could be the long-term solution the Chiefs need. But here's the big question. Should the Chiefs prioritize drafting a running back like Jeanty, or are there other areas that need attention? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's start a discussion. Let's go, Chiefs! A recent news story has sparked a lot of discussion among fans across the web, and I'm here to break it all down for you. But first, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel to stay updated on all things Chiefs. Now, let's dive right into today's big story. The Buffalo Bills, led by head coach Sean McDermott and quarterback Josh Allen, have officially thrown down the gauntlet to Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. After clinching their 5th consecutive AFC East title, McDermott made it clear during his press conference that his next goal is to claim the top spot in the AFC, a position currently held by none other than our Chiefs. Following the Bills' dominant win over the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football, McDermott said, "That's probably the next goal for us. We control some of it, and then some of it we don't. So it's really about our level of play each week, getting to the level we need to be." Now here's where it gets interesting, Chiefs fans. The Bills are currently 10-2, just one game behind our 11-1 Chiefs. They have serious momentum, and let's not forget, they handed us our only loss of the season back in Week 11, snapping our incredible 15-game winning streak. That loss hurt, no doubt, but it also set the stage for what's shaping up to be an epic battle for AFC supremacy. And guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment. See you in the next video.